Excuse me, sir. My ex-gallan's friend called me screaming and crying on the phone saying some pedophile 7-year-old was harassing her. And I'm thinking it's you.
I remember that nasty critter. She was very malice with me. You're lucky I didn't chop off her head with a rusty old butter knife. And skull-fuck her bony facial structure till my dick bleeds.
If you don't depart these quarters in the next minute, I will force you out.
Don't you dare talk down to me. The last person who did such a vile act in the thought I brutally demolished them from existence. You see, the rotten gal was talking back to me, so I hit him over his head several times. I then sharpened my claws on his teeth until they were as sharp as knife going through a newborn's skull. I then began to pick around at his eyes and then plucked out his seeing balls and threw them out the window. Well, 'cause he didn't need those. Next I slashed open his abdomen and let his intestines and stomach pour on top of me 'cause I didn't get to bathe that day. He still had life in him, and I decided that it was unfair to his seeing that the other senses were left intact. I then wiggled my faces covered phalanges around in his ear canal and I gobbled up his eardrum like a turkey. Gobble gobble. Then I tasted his blood and it hit me like a car hitting a baby in a stroller. I must destroy his tasting abilities. So I started to swap spit and suck his tongue. When I was done, I came out with his tongue. I chewed it off like Kobayashi. Blood was spewing around like fire hose oppressing filthy minorities. I took a bit of a wiggity wumpet and I saw that he could still smell the fear that consumed the room. So I chopped off his baby maker and shoved a firecracker in it. I then stuck that in his mucus melting pot of nostrils and kaboom. He had no nose or face for that matter. In fact, his frontal lobe was blown off and smacked me across the face like a child being so violently abused by his raging alcoholic of a father. His body looked like a failed abortion that was performed by a retarded child and his trusty old coat hanger. After I was finished my cruciation, I began to ejaculate my STD-infected explode onto him until he drowned to death from it. And that was the end of that. So don't talk back to me.
What kind of walking monstrosity are you? What you do to people makes getting raped look like a blast. I don't know how there is a single human alive that could perform said actions. What is wrong with you, and how many people have you done this sort of thing to?
No need to compliment me. You're being too generous. And to answer the above question, I only go about doing these activities on people who backsass me.
So how many people have you backtalked?
Let me come down to my thinking area for your answer. Let's see. It seems to be you're the only one.
What? So you were lying before? Oh, thank God, I thought you were some kind of serial killer or something along those lines.
Don't get your wind shackles into much of a furry blitz. I said I torture people who backtalk me, and well, you backtalked me, so yay.
Oh God, no. I have so much to live for. I have kids. Please God, don't do this. Why would you do this? I mean, how?
You don't have any reason to continue your everyday living. I'm doing you a favor, for you won't be missed. Your mother tried to terminate you. You're a walking expulsion of fetus that needs to meet feticide. And I find what I do fun. Because I'm a serial killing, child raping, cannibal sociopath who likes tormenting people and causing severe amounts of agony to the innocent.
I think I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna go home and stick my head in a microwave. My bastard children will probably come home and see my defunct body and scream their little frail lungs out. Then the neighborly pedophile will waltz over and rape my children so violently that it will make hell look like a walk in the park. Then he will light the house on fire, and that's that. My dumpster of wife will hear of this and snap into mental trauma, and she will bludgeon all of her close ones, including grandma. I honestly feel sorry for whoever discovers the bodies, cause it will be so badgering to them they won't be mentally stable. So yay, goodbye.
Make sure you take photos for this gal, and she so loves the scene of a vile murder scene.